Influencer marketing has sometimes had a bad reputation, with brands hesitant to engage in a meaningful way. With the rise of TikTok, however, the creator economy has exploded to the extent that we are now in what has been coined the content creator era. Welcome to the latest installment of CORE's Now and Next webinar series, where today, Ruth Gleeson will explore how to best build an influencer strategy, while Alice O'Leary will talk about making it effective and influential across both organic and paid social media. They will also talk about mitigating against any risks, but crucially, the rewards that can come from engaging in a well thought out approach.
We are always fascinated to hear people's views of influencer marketing. For businesses who haven't yet moved towards it, there are often some preconceived ideas of what it is, and sometimes what it is not. We prefer to refer to influencers as people of influence, but whatever the label, be it talent, content creators or influencers, the industry is in rapid growth, which presents an opportunity for businesses to recruit and engage the next generation. In 2023, Goldman Sachs estimated the global creator economy was worth $250 billion and could roughly double in size to $480 billion by 2027. What this means for businesses and brands is that there are so many talented people with a highly engaged audience who are creating the kind of content that people want to actively engage with. It's often a matter of finding those right people and forming meaningful partnerships with them to help them grow affinity. Sounds simple, right? According to the Influencer Marketing Hub, 80% of brands have a dedicated budget for influencer marketing, yet there remains skepticism both in its credibility and its efficacy within the industry. So we are going to examine some of that today. We're going to delve into three areas. 1, the attention economy and ways to adapt to it. 2, taking a strategic approach to influencer marketing. And 3, some results that might just surprise even the biggest skeptics in the room.
We can't talk about social in today's landscape without talking about attention. Amplified Intelligence have reported the average active attention second on social is just 2.5 seconds. With this and all the demand on social platforms, gaining and maintaining our audience's attention on social is becoming even more challenging. Over the last few years, we've seen a shift in users' behaviour with the growth of video-first platforms such as TikTok, Instagram Reels and YouTube Shorts that prioritise short-form content. These high-impact, full-screen placements can help brands stand out amongst the noise. There has also been a shift in the type of content audiences want to consume. Short, lo-fi videos that feel real and unpolished resonate more with users as opposed to overproduced content. But how influential are influencers? Research carried out by the CORE research team states that 54% of adults under the age of 30 cite influencers as the most influential on their purchasing decisions, ahead of TV and radio. Influencers have become a key tool for brands, and by aligning your brand with an influencer, you can drive engagement through authentic content. By building long-term partnerships, it can help deepen a brand's connection with their audience. Campaign results for one of our clients shows the efficacy of creator content versus polished content. The results showed an 84% increase in average view time per person when we used made for TikTok copy, a 72% higher average watch time versus polished content, and a 171% higher completion rate than polished content.
This is an example of how effective it can be, but there are barriers, so we're going to take a look at some of them and how to overcome them. The first barrier is tactical decision making. What we have seen is a pattern of discontent among businesses who invested in short-term influencer partnerships, and it's an easy trap to fall into. Spot an influencer who is on the rise and think, we should partner with them. But just like any form of marketing, unless you have a strategy in place, it is unlikely to contribute to business growth. We have devised a strategic influencer selection framework that aims to remove subjectivity where possible and instead use data and insight. By creating bespoke criteria for each client, it allows us to weight according to your key priorities. For example, if our objective is to drive engagement, we score an influencer's average engagement higher than their reach. Typical scores including engagement, reach, content capabilities and brand fit. We also encourage all brands to include D&I in the framework to ensure there is a diverse range of influencers who are representative of all of our audiences. We use Creator IQ, which gives us data to analyse an influencer's audience. From this, we get a breakdown of their audience demographics, including age profile, location, as well as key engagement periods. The second is the perceived risk. We hear some concerns as to whether partnering with an influencer can be brand damaging if something goes wrong. And this risk exists with every form of marketing, of course, but there are ways to mitigate risks. What is clear is that the regulatory bodies are struggling to keep up with the pace of growth of this sector. And as a result, it's imperative that we put guardrails in place, even where they may not exist. We embrace the rigour in regulations and we work with those who do too. We are not in the business of walking clients into risk. Robust briefings and contracts are mandatory, but we like to go further and get to know the person behind the content. Finally, a barrier is also proving efficacy. Core is the #1 most effective agency in Ireland. Proving the effectiveness of any campaign is paramount. Often the right questions are not posed early enough as part of influencer planning, such as what are the role influencers are playing? Are we measuring awareness or engagement? And can we measure brand impact scores? If not, should we consider it? Our influencer selection framework helps to shift the conversation to a strategic one, allowing us to align on the objectives and plan from the bottom up, ensuring that we put the right measures in place to measure the effectiveness of any campaign.
Influencers can't be planned in silo and need to be integrated into your paid social strategy. There are key benefits to this approach that can improve campaign effectiveness. The first is to extend reach. Meta reaches on average just 5% of your audience organically. While this can seem like a challenge for brands, it can also be an opportunity. TikTok has changed the game for organic social. Going viral is becoming more obtainable for brands, and being strategic with your content and the platform you are using, you can naturally extend this reach. Influencers are a great tool to amplify by reaching their owned audiences. However, to supercharge this, you can further amplify your influencers' content through paid media spend. Reaching beyond their audience can enhance discoverability and can help increase engagement rates. The second is to maximize your return on ad spend. You can optimize your campaign to lower funnel objectives using influencer content to enhance your direct response strategy. The third is targeting. Using the targeting capabilities of the platform, you can tailor your audience to ensure that your content is seen by those who are likely to engage or convert with your brand. And finally, the fourth is making TikTok, not ads. Although TikTok have been steering away from the slogan that they launched with and putting a focus on high quality, mobile first content, using influencers as your ad creative can allow brands to showcase relevant native content to their audience to engage with them across channels. Looking in the Irish market, Unpost have shown themselves as leaders in the influencer space. Leveraging their sponsorship of the Unpost Irish Book Awards and by engaging with the sub-community on TikTok, they have not only won global and national awards, but more importantly, brought the brand to a whole new generation. A challenge brands often find themselves in is how to play on social trends while also staying relevant to their brand. As sponsors of the Unpost Irish Book Awards, Unpost had a natural in with one of the most engaged communities on TikTok. By working with influencers, we built a sub-community on TikTok in the heart of Book Talk, making them the first brand in Ireland to launch a book club on TikTok with the Unpost Book Club. The Book Talk community in Ireland is highly engaged, with an average 36 million monthly views. We reached out to the already established Book Talk community in Ireland and recruited them to become ambassadors of our book club. Each month we partner with well-known Irish creators such as Louise McSharry, Fionnuala J and Katia Mia, who each boasted strong owned audiences of our core demographic, to announce the book of the month, do a mid-month check-in and a final roundup, all encouraging our audience to take part. To keep users engaged, we used our Book Talk ambassadors to play on trends and create content around the book of the month using our branded hashtag. Mindful of their expertise, we entrusted them to craft tailored content designed to resonate with our audience. We aligned our influencer strategy with our paid media strategy using high impact formats such as a TikTok top view to drive awareness and interactive add-ons to increase engagement. In the end, we reached our goal for Unpost by increasing their brand affinity score by 6%, but we also helped deliver their bottom line goals with a focus on sending books, with a 23% increase in parcel sales year on year.
What learnings do we take from this? Consider a long-term influencer strategy. It may be tempting to skip this step, but it's arguably the difference between great results and award-winning results. Integrate your influencer plan into your paid media plan. When you integrate the influencer plan, it creates a much stronger return. Carve out a space that is uniquely yours. There are vibrant communities and trends to become part of, so find a relevant space to play that feels authentic to your brand. And finally, the most effective way to grow your business with influencer marketing is to remain committed. Keeping the fire lit is more cost-effective than reigniting it. So best in class includes an always-on influencer strategy and building in firework moments at 2 or 3 key business occasions throughout the year.
Now you're energized about building a longer-term influencer strategy. Next, get in touch with either your core contact or email info@onecore.ie to get in touch.